Jai Gurudev. Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of our topping organization to योग वाशिष्ठ इवनिंग सेशन. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ. We'll begin our session by chanting Om 3 times. हम लोग आज के सत्र को भी 3 बार ओमकार का उच्चारण करके यहाँ पे शुरू करेंगे. Today we are on 151 नो 191 सत्र में हम लोग यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं और अपना यह योग वशिष्ठ का जो 7वां चैप्टर है निर्वाण प्रकरण का उत्तरार्ध, उस प्रकरण में यहाँ पे हम लोग पहुंच चुके हैं. उसके अंदर के जो सब चैप्टर है उन सब चैप्टर्स को हम लोग यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं. तो देखते हैं आज किस तरह से ज्ञान का मोती यहाँ पे सब उभर के आता है. एंड विल कंटिन्यू विद आवर सेशन. But for now, once again, I welcome all our Zoom participants, all our YouTube viewers, and all our Facebook viewers to today's session. Let's all sit comfortably and we'll chant Omkar 3 times. आराम से बैठ जाएं. Sit comfortably. Let us do spine erect, shoulders relaxed, neck straight. And let us bring our attention to our breath. Take a normal breath in and let go. Take a deep breath in and exhale completely. Breathe in for the Omkar chanting. Let us do the Avahan. Avahanam. Avahanam. Avanam. Punah punah Satchidanand Rupoham Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. Let us express our gratitude towards the Master. Guru Vandana kar le. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us pray to the Master. Whatever the words that come out of this mouth, whatever the actions that are happening, whatever the thoughts that hover onto our mind and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect, the impressions that might be getting created in our memory, and if still there is an iota of that I, me, let all that be inspired by the Master alone. Pray like this. If you have already experienced that bondage is all around your mind, your chitta, what you are is always free, then let this remaining life also be inspired by the Master alone. Pray like this. Feeling the presence of the Master within and outside, slowly and gradually, with a gentle smile on your face, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. Jai Gurudev, today is 25th of December and we are also celebrating the Christmas. So wish you all very, very happy Christmas. Wish you all very, very happy and Merry Christmas. आप सभी को क्रिसमस की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं. Let us go and see what is it there for us in today's Yog Vaashishtha session. So today we'll be looking at how this Yog Vaashishtha knowledge is one of the supreme most knowledge in this world. And also once people have gone through it, what are their experiences in the today's morning session when we have recorded that also. And also we will be looking at once someone becomes free, they becomes liberated, how their symptoms are, how their behaviors are, how do they live in this world, yet they are alive and yet they are mukta, they are free, and then how does they live in this world? That is what we'll look at today. So let's continue to see what is it there for us here. So after explaining the very detailed story or detailed vrittanta of the Vipaschit Raja who got entangled into wanting to see this world in its totality and yet fails to see that despite of spending so many lifetimes, one life after another, but he doesn't see the end of this avidya, doesn't see the end of this world. It is equally vast as the Chaitanya, as the Supreme, that Ishvara, that divinity, that Shiva, that Brahma, that Chaitanya, that awareness, with so many different names we call, it is equally this avidya, this ignorance is also equally spread across, and it doesn't see the end of this world at all. Then after that, when he sees, and in this journey, when he starts sharing this journey along with everybody over there, that point of his time, he says that I saw that one of the very big body which is falling and it covered the entire earth. That Shava. So we've seen that Shava Akhyan, and in that Shava Akhyan, when it continued, when the Bhasa, that Vipaschit Raja who became the Bhasa, he asked to his father Agni Deva, what is this? How does this? What is the secret of this? And to explain that story of that Shava Akhyan, he continues to explain that this particular Asura who took in the form of a chilata, the insect, that he takes the form of the deer, that he takes the new birth of the hunter, and then that hunter have an interaction with one of the sage, and that interaction between them was continuing for the last few chapters, 6 chapters it was continuing, and there is a very beautiful nectar of knowledge that came out through that. But that was a very clear message there in that also. unless and until one does the practice of this, unless and until one does the nididhyasa of this, that daily practice of this, then just by listening to the knowledge probably does not help. You will have to listen to this again and again, and you have to contemplate also. So there is a very beautiful process that one can adopt to make this as your own reality. Is the vachana, go through it, listen to the shastra, listen to the guru upadesha, do the practice, then vachana, then manana, think about it, contemplate on it, then do the manthana. Manthana is something, the brainstorm session, that which we do after every session here in the morning, also as in the evening session, and also in the morning around 6:30 we open the breakout room. While the sadhana was going on, some of the people also gets into the breakout room and they do the discussion. That continues till 8 o'clock. Again at 8 o'clock, it starts with the morning Yog Vaashishtha session. That is in Hindi. This particular session is in English. So this is very important aspect of any learning process. Anything that you want to imbibe in your life, even the Patanjali says this, that if you want to really put it in your practice, then you have to do it satodirgha kalam. How you have to do it? Over a period of time, satodirgha kalam, nirantar, continuous, without any gap, with satkara sevita, with honor and respect, then it will become your drudha nishchaya, then it will become your drudha bhumika, then it will be firmly established within you. So that is what is very important. So vachana, shravana, what you are doing now, shravana, manana, contemplating on your own orbit, then manthana, doing the brainstorm session, so that when we listen to other people's opinion about it, we get the multi-dimensional aspect of it. Oh, it can be like this also. Oh, I understood it like this, but this can also be a viewpoint. That is a way you can look at a 360-degree view. That is what happens in the mantra. And we have seen that mantra of Samudra Manthan, all the things that nectar and all these things that comes out of it. So when the mantra happens, all the things that will be churned out, multiple aspects we can come into the mantra. So that mantra is important. So vachana, shravana, manana, manthana, and nididhyasa. Nididhyasa is putting it into the practice. Then whenever the situation arises, then that time you have to put this in the practice. And along with this, you have to also do the your sadhana, seva, satsang, all the techniques that Gurudev have taught us in the form of pranayama, asanas, yogasanas, sudarshan kriya, your padma sadhana, your sahaj samadhi, all these things you have to put in the practice, continue to follow that, then walk on the paths which is shown by the master to us, and along with that continue to do this and do your day-to-day routine also. There is no need to drop anything as such. Do your day-to-day routine, continue to walk on this, and then do. So both is important. Your sadhana, seva, satsang is also important, and your knowledge, that gyan, both are very important for us to experience that Atmanubhav, that Swatmananda Prakasha, that Atmanam, that is very, very essential here. So here, Vaashishtha continues to explain that we have seen this avidya and is mayajan and this illusion that is all around us in the form of this jagat, which is attracting all our five senses, and all our indriyas are having that vishayas and going towards, getting attracted towards the outer things. Yet, which is very important, that this avidya is there, and if one has to really take over, one has to really win over this avidya, then the first thing that they have to do is have a control over their senses. That is what is the indriya, that indrajit. So that is what is called as dhamma. So the first, that when we have started this Yog Vaashishtha, the first thing that was given, that we need to have these 4 gatekeepers of mukti. So one is the shama, means the peace of mind. Shama is achieved using the dhamma. Dhamma means the having a say over, control over your senses. So that indrajit, that indra, we have to, unless and until we are, now Vaashishtha Muni tells to Rama, unless and until one does this dhamma, attain this shama via dhamma, then this adhyatma, this ignorance will not really get over. It will continue to entangle you into all this outer world and its life. So that point of time, the one whose drishti, that one whose vision is not yet gone to that level, like just like a Uttam Purusha. So like that, even if you give a very good lamb in someone's hand, very good torch, but yet with that torch, with that lamp, one will not be able to see the small, this a small thing. No? So like that, this Chaitanya, this Atma Jnana, that's very subtle. No? That Chaitanya is very subtle. So one has to really experience that. One has to go really deep within. Then only they can experience that. Otherwise, if you're just on the outer circumference, and if you just continue to interact and get yourself involved into just the circumference and all its activities, which are outward activities of this Jagat, then you will spend your entire life. You'll take next birth, you'll spend that birth also, and you'll keep on spending n number of births like that. Yet the attraction, outward attractions will not diminish, and it will continue to exist in that. So, my dear, take a time out. Be with yourself. No, that is even what today's knowledge sheet what we saw. Just be and be with yourself. Just be in that. So that is what is also being said here. So like the one who is walking on this path, they continue to experience the sukha, suvidha, this etc. etc. All these things, and the one who really have become that asakta, that have that craving towards it, and got stuck into this kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsara, means the greed, the entangle, the pride, that attachment, that entanglement, that once you are stuck into this, these are the vikara, these are the distortion which will take you away from yourself. Though like this, if one has to really experience that Brahma Darshana, real experience of yourself by yourself, then definitely one has to really become the Indrajit. They have to really become the Indrajaya. That is the thing. And how to do that? Let me tell you, there is very beautiful Uttam, Upaya, very good solution is there. Let me tell you that solution. So he says that if one practice this yukti, one practice and contemplate on this, then definitely they can achieve this. So what is it that here Vaashishtha will explain? Rama, if you look at it, then this Dehadhari, this one who is in this physical body, that Purusha, that thing is actually the Chinmatra only. He is actually the Swarupa of that same Atman, that self only. Yet because that Chetana, because of that consciousness, only we call it as a Jiva. No, Jiva is that individual consciousness, Shiva is that supreme consciousness. So because of that only this Jiva Bhava, this Jiva, this name has been called. So this Jiva Chetna, this does the imagination, then it takes the form. So we have seen that how this Chetana, because of Chetna, the Chaitya, it comes there, and then the Chitta comes into picture, and this Chitta now start expressing itself into different forms, and that is what it does. So that because of that only all this matter, all this outer world that comes into picture, it is all because of that Jiva Chetna. No, it becomes the Manomaya, it becomes the Mana. That is the reason it is being said this is the Maya, this is the Maya of Mana. So that is this prakriya is there. So now if one has to really get out of it, then what is it that needs to be done? So here Vaashishtha Muni gives the tool of something called as pratyahara. What is this pratyahara? Where does this word come from? Let us understand that. So if we go and study the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, we'll see that there is a Ashtanga Yoga that is explained. The Ashtanga Yogas are what? So Yama, Niyamas. So the Yama, Niyamas, Asanas, Pranayama. So these are the first four that we have to do in the form of Ashtanga Yoga. So Ashtanga Yoga is not just asanas, not just physical asana, not just physical stretches. No, it's much more beyond that. So what is it? Yama, Niyama. That you have to follow these five yamas, 5 niyamas. You have to follow that in your life. Then comes the asana. Do the stretches. Do the practice of yoga asanas. Then do the pranayama. Then also focus on your breath. Now do the pranayama also. The yoga chitta vritti nirodha. This chitta is the one which does not allow you to experience yourself. So you practice the yoga chitta vritti nirodha. So you practice that pranayama. You do that pranas nirodha. Then using the pranas nirodha, what we do in 3-stage pranayama. Using that pranas nirodha, using the observing the Purak, Rechak and Antar Kumbhak and Bahya Kumbhak, using all these practices, put the stop in between, put the gap in between the breath, and then observe that. So put that nirodha, put that thing in between the two breaths, take a pause and observe that. No, using that yoga chitta vritti nirodha, then your chitta will become calm and quiet, and you will be able to experience yourself. So in this part, what is it that put an obstacle? What it doesn't allow us is this outward going tendencies of your mind. and your five senses. How does one give back? Suppose there is a kid kid is holding a knife in his or her hand. And that point of time, if you go and snatch that, because your intentions are good, you want your kid not to be suffer of that or hurt himself or herself, and you want to take out that knife. But if you snatch it off, then he or she will start crying, right? The baby will start crying. So what is the yukti or solution? What do you do? Instead of snatching it, you just put another toy in front of them, and what they'll do, they'll just throw that knife, and then their attraction will be diverted towards the toy, and then pick up the toy and leave that behind, and you just take it away. No, so that is how this mind is. It is just like that small baby. It will just keep on going whatever it sees around it, and it will get entangled into that. But what is that we need to do? We need to do that pratyahara. This is what is that, at giving an toy instead of snatching that thing. So if you try to tell this mind, oh, don't go to this indriya, take over this panchendriya, don't do this, don't do that, no, it doesn't listen to you. You cannot control mind at the level of mind. So what you do, you give an something else for it to play with. So what you do the Yog Nidra, you do, okay, focus on the sounds, then Annamaya Kosha, then focus on your body. Then we do what you do in Yog Nidra, focus on this leg, that leg, this, take your Chaitanya, take your awareness here and there. So now what you have given, the one, that outgoing tendencies of your mind, which was all looking the outside Vishayas. Which are those Vishayas? Five senses and its attraction. The sense of touch, the sense of smell, the sense of sight, the sense of taste, and the sense of hearing. It was all caught up into all these five senses outside world. So what is it that you have given? You have given an pratyahara. No, don't look there. Come on, let's look at this Annamaya Kosha, listen to the sound, then come back to your body, look at this Pranamaya Kosha, then look at this, observe your breath, then observe your breath, and after that, even in advanced course, we do observe, okay, take your attention to your Muladhara chakras, the inside chakras, energy centers. So what is that we are doing? Then you are doing the pratyahara here. You are giving something else, outward, not outward, come back, reverse your journey of going outward to inward. No, that is what the journey is. So that is called as pratyahara. So here Vashishtha Muni says that we have to follow this, practice this pratyahara till we get that bodha basa. Like that, unless and until this pratyahara upaya, this manorupi unmattati, it's like an elephant, which is a wild animal, no? Not wild animal, it's like a wild elephant, this mind which wants to go outward. Now you do this pratyahara and then win over your senses, and then that is how, unless and until you win over your mind, you will not be able to win over your indriyas also. No? So how do you take control of your indriyas? How do you take control of your five senses? Not directly. You take control of your mind, give something else for it to look upon, and then slowly and gradually that will also dissolve. That will also become calm. And that point of time, you leave behind that Manomaya Kosha, then you leave behind that Vijnanamaya Kosha, and then you enter yourself into Anandamaya Kosha. That is where you experience the peace, that is where you experience the love, that is where you experience the Ananda. So that is how it is. So here Vashishtha Muni is also telling to Rama, look at this mind is like this. No? Unless until you take over your mind, you will not be able to experience the peace of mind. You will not be able to reach to yourself. You will not be able to get that self-realization. No? You will not be able to get that Atma Jnana, that knowledge about your own self. That is what it is. So that is how you have to do. So this is where this mana or this chitta, the real controller of this is your chitta. So one has to really, they have to experience and go and experience that Brahma Tattva, that Shiva Tattva, which is there inside you. One has to really take over this. And this Jiva Samvida and that Nirodha, this chitta will really become calm. All the other things you do, tapa, tirtha, going on the pilgrimage, other vidyas, yagyas, anya punya karma, etc., because of that we will not be able to go towards that. No? Again, it will be just an outward activity. One has to really go inward. It's not that we are discarding it. It's okay to do it, but not too much. That's not required. You just focus on this knowledge, focus on yourself, do your practices, and that is what will lead you to the self-realization. So that is what is been explained here. Then it continues to explain that in these things, Rama, this your swadharma, that one who does not do according to that, and he continue to just go outward direction and does not experience that vairagya, that dispassion in their life, they then really they do not cut the cake. One has to really experience that dispassion, no, not getting entangled into outside world, and that is what will achieve your that shama and santoja, that contentment. That shama dhamma is the first gatekeeper. Vichara, contemplation, thought. Your vichara is the second gatekeeper. Third is santosha, that contentment, that trupti, that is very important for you. And the fourth one is the sadhu sangati, being in the company of the master, being in the company of the good people, being in the company of the knowledge. That is what is the satsanga, being with the company of the truth. Seeing the things as is, as they are, not as we perceive them. That is what is the these are all the things that one can really take over their self-control of their indriyas. And then once they start going, your mind starts going, becoming antaryami, and then once it has taken a taste of your atma, and then that atma chintana, that nidasa, then when that continues, then continue to do that. Don't drop it. Then continue to do without getting bored out of it. Continue to do with all the passion and things, leaving behind all these vishayas and durvesanas. No, leaving behind the chanchalta, this tendency of your mind to go and here, there. No, you continue to arise that viveka, that power of discrimination within you, and you become Vijitendriya. No? So like this, into this Atma, this Chaitanya, this all the Padartha, that is things, it is called as Parartha over here. In that Parartha, that this Chaitanya and this Grahak, whatever this, whatever you are experiencing from the outer world, what is that you are experiencing, that Chaitanya Atma only experiences that within. No, this Chitta only experiences that. And once this Chitta dissolves into your own Chaitanya Atma, then that point of time you experience the freedom, free, you become free. And that point of time, all these people who are continually entangled into this Jagat, into this Prapancha, this Buddhi Vritti also gets like that. But the one who is really knowledgeable, the one who has that inside antarmukhi drishti, antardrishti, that is the one who experiences and becomes that he focuses on is within and do not go outside. So like this Vaashishtha explained, Rama, all this prapancha is all these things and its meaning of its ashaya. And then unless until one really established that buddhi, that intellect, that power of discrimination to go within, till that point of time, it will just be there. It will just be floating. Not it is inside also, not it is outside also. They will be just floating like the object floats in the akasha, into the space. Like that, that will be state. And they will not experience neither this nor this. They will be just stuck into this circumference, that vicious life cycle of birth and death. No? So that is not... then he also explained that there are two people. One is the Adnya, and then second one is the Tadnya. So even say that even the Adnya and Tadnya, they also do not get to the fullness of it. Agya, the ignorant one, doesn't get into, and the Tadnya is some, for example, you have achieved some scholar, you become a scholar in one particular subject, you become expert in that. Still, unless until you that have this Atma Jnana, unless you have this self-realization, then both of them are stuck into only outward things. And then they, at the end of the day, when this life finishes, they will just repent and regret in their life. That point of time, because they have not experienced the real joy, the real Paramananda which is there within. And unless until they experience that, then all the other things, either the ignorant one, or even if you are expert or you are tadnya into some of the things, that is not going to help you. So like that, the vidwan or the one which is ignorant, adani, so both of them, unless and until they go to this self, that thing, they will not experience the atma tattva there. So then if you ask me that how is the vyavahara of this knowledgeable ones. No? So if you see like that, then that point of time, he says, then this is where the Rama asks the question. Okay, you tell me this. Vashishtha says that like this. He says that if somebody says that, okay, I am this body, and then the one who, the knowledgeable one, does that, okay, I am not this body, then how does they do the vyavahara? How do they behave in a day-to-day routine life? No, so like that, if somebody asks, if Rama asks like this, then that point of time, he explains that, look, what happens, when you break that bamboo is there, if you break that bamboo, there will be there will be some sound that will be produced. Or even if you say someone is speaking, and that point of time, it appears that the words are coming out of it, that a sound is coming out. Or even if suppose we are speaking something, just that vocal call is vibrating and something is coming out of it. When those dhwani, does that have shabda into it? There is no shabda there. But then the one who listens to it, that dhwani, he contemplates, he makes the word out of it, and putting together two different letters, it becomes the word, and putting few words together, it becomes the sentence. And like that, we perceive the things. But in reality, there is no shabda there. It is just a sound. But we, because of our contemplation, we derive a shabda, we derive a word out of it. This is like that only. It is just one Chaitanya is there. Out of that Chaitanya only, all this we derive, all these things there. So from your throat, from your taru, from your mudda, your teeth, your lips, your nose, all these things, whatever it comes out, that akshara is not there. It's just a sound, and yet we think and consider that becomes take the form of the word and all these things. But yet that Mool Swarupa is the only that thing. So like that, it just appear, it bhasaman, that words are coming out of it. Practically, there are no words coming out. It is that we are contemplating word out of it. But in reality, it's just a sound which is coming out. Like that only. It is just a bhasaman, that words are being spoken over here, right? Like that only this Chaitanya expresses this world into different forms, but that is also just bhasaman. In reality, nothing of that sort actually exists. It's just an imaginary. So like this, one does, and like this, one experiences this entire world into this, spite of being asatya, it considers it as a satya. So that is what happens into the because of the indriya anubhava about this satya, the outer world, it considered as satya. So that is how this srishti, and that is how this word samvedna, that comes into picture. So if you see it from a perspective of the swapna drishtanta, who can really break this, that concept of this? Even if you have experienced see that if somebody has died in a swapna, in a dream, do we really consider that as a real death? It is just in the swapna, right? Somebody sees that, okay, there is this mirage is there inside the desert. Is that the real water over there? That's not there. So because like this all the sthula, that thing which is there inside it, but it appears as if it exists over here, that is purely because of the Chitrakasha. And something which is there, that Paramapat, that Tattvajna, the real one, really focus on that, and then really they get the crust of that. So this is also explained in the Shruti. He continues that he says that in the mana, into your mind, first we do the kalpana, that imagination about the rupa, the sense of sight, and then we associate that form with some name, and then that identity is created. But it is all just kalpit. It is all just purely just zero, just shunya. It is just tanmatra rupa, in that chidakasha rupa. So one really contemplate of this, doing the sadhana abhyasa, then this jagat, jagat kalpana, this outer world and its mithya, this elusive words, dissolves, and then what remains is the chinmatra. That is what is you are, that is what you experience. That is what is being said over here. Now it is being said here that this Yog Vaashishtha is one of the supreme knowledge. Sarvotkrisht Shastra Ganta is also said in the form of Yog Vaashishtha. So here the Vaashishtha Muni now explains that if you really, unless and until to go deeper within your Atma Vishaya, into your living behind Ajnana, the ignorance about the physical appearance of this world, living behind all the Vishayas and all its tendency to go outward, like that, you will not be able to experience that peace. You will not be able to experience that Atma Tattva within yourself. So then you will not be able to achieve the moksha also. That mukti, that liberation, that is really not possible, because this is the parampar. This is the one which one has to do, and one has to do this, achieve this through abhyasa, through study. And because of this, till this point of time, if you look at it, I have been explaining this through various stories, through various drishtantas, through various experiences and evidences, again and again, using the stories and the explanation of that, using the very miraculous experiences, making it very interesting for you into the form of akhyana. Now, ityadi, etc., etc. Puna, puna, again and again, I have been telling you. Why so? Because this is very important, because unless and until one does go through on this over again and again, again and again, till that point of time, the one does not really get it. Because the one who is into ignorance for this, there are very few people who just listen to it once and they really get to it. And even I feel pity on them, that if they say, oh, I heard it once and I'm done with it and I understood it. I feel very pity on them. It is not like that. One has to really contemplate on it just by listening. If you do not contemplate on it, and then just by listening to once about it, if you just reach to one particular nishkasha on these things, and then what is many people say, we just keep on going sharing our experience with the people, and people say, oh, why to read it? What is it so great about it? What is the upayoga of that? Like this durbuddhi. Hey Rama, do not get into this durbuddhi. This is ignorance. You do not get into this. Very few people who are there who understand it once that is told. And there are many people, common man, they have to do it again, because their sanskara about this world is so become deep rooted. To take them out, one has to really go and adopt again and again the vachana, shravana, mantana, chintana, the nididhyasa. This is the sarvotkrishta grantha that they have to go over again and again, again and then. And then punha, punha, again and again you have to do the study of it, listen to it. And that is, even you go and tell this to the other people, do the vyakhana, do the nirupana. That is what is we are doing here. Like that point of time, even the adni also, the ignorant also will become the knowledgeable one. Like that things, like that is what I have seen. Like that I have seen many people, no. So, but some of the people, they do this, I have know this, like that they do, and then they leave this behind this, and then this Adam Purusha, they really do not get anything in their life. So here the Parama Purushartha, that Sarvasreshta Phal, that ultimate fruit of this life is being given through this Krishna Akhyana. Through this, it's like a Veda, that the knowledge that we discover out of Veda, this you really worship this, you do the Vakhyana, you speak about it, always contemplate on this, and you worship this knowledge, no? Just like a Veda Adhyayana, the one beautiful fruit that one achieves out of it, like that only into this Srashtra Grantha, that fruit is achieved out of it. And after going through this, the Kriya, the actions, the Karma, the fruit of that, and the Buddhi, all these things that will be purified, and then you will experience that the one who has really understood this Tarka, the Vedas and its Shastras and its logic and its Siddhanta, these knowledge, is this in all the Shastra Varna. This is the Uttam Akhyana, and it is very famous. That's the reason it's known as the Yog Vaashishtha, the supreme knowledge. So this is one of the supreme knowledge that has been there, and all these things. Really, this is one of the Sarvasreshta Atma Vidya, self-realization and thing. One should not really do the upeksha. One should not do the joke out of it and then leave it be. One should not look, oh, what is it there in that? Don't do that upeksha. That is the reason Vaashishtha says that I continue to tell people, all these people, see whatever I'm telling you, I have all the effort that I'm putting here with the fullness of bottom of my heart. I come and every day they're telling you all these things. There is not even an iota of selfishness inside it. And also I'm not telling you just for the sake of telling it. Also, I am not doing any, I'm not expecting any stuti that you come here and then you praise me. Nothing of that thing. Neither I do have any cunningness, any kapata inside that after telling you this, I want to take some fruit out of it. I want to use you for doing something else. Nothing of this sort exists. With all that karuna, with all that compassion that I have for you, I feel that oneness for you. Because of that, with the full bottom of my heart, I come every single day and telling you all these things again and again, because this is the Sreshta Shastra. This is the one of the supreme knowledge that is there. And once really understand, this entire world is just a drishya, this just imagination, this is just a mithya, this is just a maya. Like that only you will be able to understand, and you will be free from this vicious life cycle of this birth and death, which you have been going through all these things. Like that, this particular Sreshta Shastra that one has to really go through and contemplate on it dirgha kala. For over a period of time, they have to do this vichara, they have to contemplate on this until that bodha, that experience, that self-experience about thing is not done. Like that, you continue to do the study of all the yoga, the shastra, etc., etc., the other things, then you will not require anything else. Once you get hold of this and you start practicing what the master have told us and the techniques which are told by the master, and you have achieved this knowledge, nothing else is required for you. Like they say, Shruteho, all the gentlemen, all the peoples, all the beloved ones who are all listening to this, do not consider this just as any poem or just as any story which is written like that. This is not just a story. This is not just a poem. This is my own experience, which I'm sharing with you all, because I have gone through it. I have seen a number of people I have gone through it. Do not turn your back towards this knowledge and get entangled into all your routine and then fall for this vicious life cycle of this birth and death again and again and again. Like the things that all these people who are stuck into all the things, like your ancestors who have got into the, because of the parampara, the yagya, the karma, and it's like punya karak tapa, sankhya, nyaya, adi shastra, etc., etc., mantra tantra, the yoga, ayurveda, etc., shastra. By listening to all these things, these other scriptures, you will probably get an siddhis, will probably achieve very good skills in your life. But without that Atma Jnana, without your self-realization, there is no other way. No, it is like that. It is like saying something that I have this ancestors well in my house, so I will not go and drink the water of Gangajal. I will not take the knowledge from there. No, I will just be hold on to the. So this is Manduka. This is a Mandukruti. It's called the frog which is there in the well, and he thinks that he knows the entire world. No, leaving behind that Kruti, I request you, I kindly pray to you that kindly come back. I really bless you from the bottom of my heart that you come to this and get benefited of this knowledge. That is what is worth doing in this life. Don't get stuck into fool like the people who says like this. That is, then again and again you do this karma bhoga, like that. You do it, and then don't waste your life in doing anything else. This is the one which will really make you self-realized. And then once one does this, once one listens to what your Vaashishtha Muni is telling, then once they experiences that Jivan Mukta Sthiti, that their chitta is completely become calm and quiet, how do they then behave in this day-to-day routine life? Obviously, that question comes into, which is even asked by Rama also. So Vaashishtha Muni continued to explain that once that buddhi, that your intellect has achieved that sthirata, that stability in your life, once your mind has gone within and experienced that antarmukhi purusha, that sukha and sadhana, that nothing else will give you this pleasure, nothing else will give you this paramananda which you can experience. Other things probably give you temporary happiness, temporary sukha, but it will also bring the sorrow to you. But the one who has established themselves within, they are the one who are smiling, they are the one who are bubbling enthusiasm, They are the one who has established themselves. They are doing all the activities, kriyas they are all doing, yet they are very well established within themselves. That is how their sthiti is. That they are not entangled into all the bhoga samagri, all the outward attractions which are there in this. Their asakti has completely dropped, their cravings have completely dropped. And then if their buddhi is so stable that they do not get entangled into any of the outward activity. They have established their chitta as a completely established and dissolved into, they have become like a chidakasha, that achala things. And that is what is this state of one's being is called as mukti. Mukti is not something else. This is the mukti, that once you have established yourself, that is what is called as Jivan Mukta Sthiti. So that is the point of time Rama asked with a wonder, Bhagwan, if these are the people who are there, and they are the one by sukha sadhana, they do not experience the sukha, and by dukkha, they do not experience the dukkha. Don't you call them like a badir? Haven't they lost their senses and they are just like a jad badir, like that, like a chetana manava, like that? I consider that just like a stone, I consider this like a pashana. Is it not so? Your Vaashishtha Muni said, it appears like that, but yet the reality is not like that. The thing is that Rama, he says that these purushas are not just that chetana is there. It is just that they are taking the vishranti. They have become calm because they have understood that there is nothing that they want to do in this world. There is nothing else worth doing in this world. There is nothing else running behind this in this world. It is all just illusion. Because of that, they appear to be not expressing, they appear to be not taking any interest into the outside world, because of they have really become the ekanishta. They really want to spend time with themselves. They really want to be quiet. They want to experience the silence. So because of that only they do like this. Otherwise they can also do all the actions also, but in doing all the actions also, their attitude towards doing this, that they really doesn't want anything out of it. No, selfless service is what such kind of people are really able to offer to everybody without expecting anything out of it. Not even a praise, not even a joy, nothing, because the joy is already there with them. They are already bubbling enthusiasm. They are already experiencing that. What is it that one can give to them? What is the external thing that one can give to them in such a situation? They don't expect anything, but like that they will continue to do all this. That once they have reached to that parampada, they have achieved that vishranti, that coolness of their mind, then really after doing all the actions that they are doing, that is into all this vyavara, they just want to take a rest. They want to just be with themselves, like this vishranti, right? That somebody who is really running here and there into all this outer world, once they get this darshana, once they get this glimpse of their own atma, their own self, then that point of time they becomes really calm, and their vyavara, their outer vyavara is just like that. They have really achieved that atma vishranti, and then they do not go towards, they do not run after all the vishayas and its outgoing tendencies. They become and really establish themselves into the swachitta prakasha, into just chit prakasha. So just like that sun is dawn, and that point of time, how does that thing, they will really have an same thing towards this sansara. Despite of doing all the vyavara, they do everything just like as if they are sleeping. No, there is no entangle about everything. No, even if the sukha is there, they will just take it like that, or even if the dukkha is there, they will not regret it, or they will not reject it. It will be just like trayastha person, the third person who ultimate, just observe, don't react anything to it, like that they do, and like that they experience that. It's like in a swapna magna person who has slept, they will be like that. They will be not having any attachment or any intention or anything associated with this outer world. They will be free from that. Somebody who has been kept walking into all these things, and after getting tired, how will just come and rest, like that? They are just resting within themselves. So that's the reason we cannot call them badir. They are full of enthusiasm. They have that chaitanya, that thing is there. They are experiencing that paramananda, yet they are very calm and quiet. So it's not badir, something not jad, not achetan. No, that chetana is still there. So it's just that tamomai avidya, that ignorance is being dissolved in them, that bhedamay buddhi, that one discriminating between papa punya, this good bad, that is also dissolved in them. Nothing, anything is there. There is a acceptance towards everything. Such a thing is called as, they are really established into oneself. They are called Atmarama, the one who has established into oneself is called experience, that Ananda, that Paramananda is called as Atmarama here. So it's like that is inside this samsara, someone who is kept on walking in this path of samsara, and then one really get over this, that I've been there, done that. That point of time, how do they experience that thing? Really, all this Jivan Mukta experiences that thing, that is in this things, this all this Shaya, that they are really as if they are all the time, they are just continuously in a deep sleep kind of state. They are experiencing this. This is so amazing that they are there. They are doing all the activities, but there is no entanglement into any of these things. Like that thing, there is Tattva Dhyani without any getting towards any Vishaya or going to anything. This is Atma Dhyani Purusha. They really experience that. They have everything in them. This all these siddhis, this anima, garima, all these things, that all the material pleasure will be at their feet, and yet they do not want to anything experience anything of that like this. And for such a Jivan Mukta, for such a being who is the real friend of them, so he says for such a person, the real friend is that there Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, Vairagya, Santosha, Ityadhi, etc. etc. What is Shama? Shama is the peace of mind. Dhamma is the self-control. Titiksha is a forbearance. Shraddha is faith. Samadhan is the contentment. Vairagya is the dispassion. Santosha is that happiness, no? That pita, that happiness, no? Like this. So we achieve this sampatti, achieve this wealth in their life. So that is the real mitra, that is the real friend, that they do not need any external physical friends as such. This is what they consider. This is where the Rama also asks Krishna something that she makes, and that is something to know. For today, I conclude this session. I'd like to hand over this session to all of you. You are welcome to express yourself. If you have any question, you are welcome to ask that also. The unmute option is being kept open now. You are welcome to speak. Unmute yourself and can speak.
जय गुरुदेव भैया।
जय गुरुदेव, बोलिए।
मुझे यही सवाल आती थी, क्योंकि how a person can achieve the moksha in spite of doing all the good karmas, like building a temple or doing some like regular their puja, something like that. But why at the end of the day, at the time of the death, why they are having a lot of suffering like that? I used to have the doubt in me. Now today, it was clear like a cloud. If it moves, then how the sky will appear. All my doubts have gone.
Fantastic, amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else would like to express their takeaways, their learnings and takeaways from today's session? Or if you have any question, you are welcome to them. So this is what is that manthan, this is what is that brainstorm session. That way I heard this is what I heard, this is what I feel about it, this is my question, this is still not clear, I feel this is it is like this. No, you are welcome to do. This is what is called as manthan, the brainstorm session. And it's a very important factor of our learning. So anyone else would like to express themselves, you are welcome to do so.
Yes. जय गुरुदेव। हमें शास्त्र के हिसाब से चलना चाहिए। ऐसा है कि मतलब बहुत सारे लोग शास्त्र को मानते भी नहीं हैं, तो हमें उनके साथ सामंजस्य भी बिठाना तो मुश्किल होती है।
हाँ, तो a world is full of ignorance. We have already seen that. So it's not just about other physical things and other attractions. So even you will have people who are ignorant, right? So, and we have to live in this world, so we have to deal with them. So don't go and try to show off that, oh, I have become a Gyani now. You are the ignorant. So that is not going to work. Just smile and continue to walk. Be an example. No? Don't have to say you don't know. No, let them be. It's okay. You do what you are supposed to do. See, sun doesn't say that, okay, you all are ignorant. You all look at that darkness here. He doesn't say any such thing. He just comes, arrives, and automatically that prakasha is spread without saying, you be like that sun. You be that prakasha. No? So you be that one, no? Just like our master. No? Master doesn't say that you are ignorant, no. He just say that this is how I am. This is what my nature is. My nature is to hear. So whatever I'm experiencing, I'm sharing with you all. So those who knows, they will adopt. They will see the change in you. They will adopt. So you be be like that sun. You spread this knowledge like that. What do you say? What do you say, Kavita ji? आपको कुछ बोलना है? Yeah, go ahead.
Today, first time I'm listening to you.
Okay.
Just like it's like a waterfall, drenched into the knowledge of the waterfall of knowledge.
गुरुदेव, इसको ज्ञान गंगा कहते हैं. ज्ञान की गंगा बह रही है, आप जस्ट खड़े हो गए, पूरी तरह से ड्राई. That kind of experience. We experience this every day. No, it's just like the same thing.
एक प्रत्याहार मुझे बहुत डाउटफुल होता था, तो वो सुनने को मिला. Can you repeat once more again about प्रत्याहार?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. क्या होता है ना कि हम लोग जब अष्टांग योग कहते हैं ना, पतंजलि महर्षि ऋषि ने हमें अष्टांग योग दिए. तो अष्टांग योग में हमने क्या देखा ना कि हम लोग नियम फॉलो करते हैं. शौच, ये वो सारे जो 5 नियम, 5 जो है यम नियम, उसको फॉलो करते हैं. देन हम लोग आसनास करते हैं. वी नो दैट आल्सो. देन वी डू प्राणायाम, also know. The 5th one is the pratyahara. 6th one is the dharana, 7th one is the dhyana, and the last one is the samadhi. So this is pratyahara, dharana, dhyana and samadhi are the last
for
4.
me. Pratyahara, dharana, that is present.
I'll explain all the 4 so that it will be clear. Probably you have some internet connection, so I'll just put you on mute. I'll explain all the 4 here. So the pratyahara is what? That our tendency of our mind, मन की जो स्थिति होती है वो बाहर जाने की रहती है. It always want to go outside. That is how it is, right? Your chitta wants to go outside and experience the world, take the benefit out of it, take the pleasure out of it. So then, but the pleasure is not there outside, right? Even if it is there, it is just very temporary and very illusory in nature. So in such a condition, ऐसी स्थिति में यदि बाहर वो प्रेम नहीं है, बाहर वो शांति नहीं है, बाहर वो आनंद नहीं है, तो उसको अंदर लाना है. लेकिन उसको अंदर आने को बोलो तो आता नहीं है. जैसे किसी बच्चे के हाथ में कोई चाकू है और आप उस बच्चे के हाथ से चाकू छीनने का प्रयत्न करोगे, तो क्या बच्चा देगा? नहीं देगा ना. वो रोएगा, हाथ पर पटकेगा. He will not listen to us, है ना. तो क्या करना है, उसके लिए युक्ति लगानी है. तो क्या करो ना, बच्चे से चाकू छीनो नहीं, उसकी जगह पे उसको क्या कर दो, खिलौना दे दो. तो क्या करेगा वो अपने आप वो चाकू को फेंक देगा, खिलौने को पकड़ लेगा. यह प्रत्याहार हो गया. तो हम अपने जीवन में जब ध्यान आपको लगाना होता है, समाधि में अपने को जाना होता है, तो क्या करना पड़ता है? ये जो विषयों की जो आउटगोइंग टेंडेंसीज रहती है, उसको हम लोग क्या करते हैं? प्रत्याहार के रूप में उसको और कोई खिलौना थमा देते हैं। और खिलौना क्या है? बाहर मत देखो, पहले आंखें बंद कर लो। आंखें बंद करके फिर जस्ट साउंड लिसन करो अन्नमय कोश से, फिर उसके ऊपर ध्यान बोलते उसको छोड़ दो, उसका स्वीकार कर लो। देन अपने शरीर के ऊपर ध्यान लेके आओ। अपने शरीर के अंदर ध्यान देके क्या करो? इस बॉडी पार्ट को देखो, उस बॉडी पार्ट को देखो। योग निद्रा भी कहते हैं, करते। फिर उसके बाद में उस शरीर को भी स्वीकार कर लो। देन क्या करो? फिर अपने सांस के ऊपर ध्यान दो। माने जो आउटगोइंग टेंडेंसी थी, जो रस, रूप, गंध, स्पर्श और सेंस ऑफ हियरिंग में फंसा हुआ था, उससे वहां पे निकाल के आपने क्या किया? इनसाइड लेके, अपने शरीर के ऊपर लेके। फिर उससे फिर क्या किया? उसको बोला शरीर को भी स्वीकार करो, अपने मन के विचार की तरफ देखो। माने हर बार क्या कर रहे हैं हम लोग? जो अपना जो दृष्टा है, वो दृष्टा को चेंज कर रहे हैं। पहले दृष्टा क्या था? आंखें दृष्टा थी और दृश्य था। फिर आपने क्या किया? अरे दृश्य आंखें नहीं है, आपका चित्त देख रहा है। फिर वो क्या हो गया? वो दृश्य था, वो दृश्य को बंद कर दिया, आंखें बंद कर दी, और आपने फिर अपने शरीर को ही दृश्य बना लिया, शरीर को देखा। फिर थोड़ी देर के बाद बोले कि अरे चित्त भी नहीं है, चित्त के परे कुछ है, तो जैसे उसको अनुभव करो। तो वो चित्त को फिर दृश्य बना लिया, मनोमय कोश। तो मन के अंदर जो आने वाले विचार देखे, फिर उस विचारों को भी देखा, तो उसको भी एक्सेप्ट कर लिया। फिर अपनी भावनाओं को अनुभव किया। तो सारे भावना को तो अनुभव कौन कर रहा है? तो बोलते वो चैतन्य। फिर ये भावनाओं को भी छोड़ दो, उसका भी स्वीकार कर लो। तो बचता की फिर क्या है? वही जो पंचकोशा ध्यान में हम लोग करते हैं कि आनंदमय कोशा, ब्लिसफुल स्टेट, एंड दैट इज वेयर यू एक्सपीरियंस योरसेल्फ। वहीं पे हम लोग अपना खुद का अनुभव करते हैं, और वही आनंद होता है, वही प्रेम है, वही शांति है। तो ये जो प्रक्रिया है, जो हर प्रक्रिया में एक को छोड़ के दूसरे के ऊपर अपने मन को डालते हैं, और फिर बाद में मन को भी छोड़ देते हैं, यह प्रक्रिया को प्रत्याहार कहते हैं। यस, इज इट क्लियर कविता जी नाउ? आवाज आ रही है कविता जी? मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ, आई गॉट इट।
हाँ,
क्लियर।
इसके बाद में क्या होता है? इसके बाद में हम लोग जो प्रत्याहार करते हैं, उसको कुछ और खिलौना दे देते हैं, और जब वो अपनी बातें सुनता है, आने लगता है, फिर हम लोग क्या करते हैं? धारणा बनाते हैं किसी चीज की। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे संयम कोर्स यदि हम लोग करते हैं, तो उसमें धारणा, ध्यान और समाधि, ये तीनों की जो अवस्था एक साथ हो जाती है, तीनों एक साथ आप लगाते हो किसी भी चीज के ऊपर, या चीज हो या कुछ प्राप्ति आपको जो करनी हो, उसके ऊपर आप लगाते हो, तो फिर वो क्या हो जाता है? आपका संयम बन जाता है। माने जैसे कि एग्जाम्पल के रूप में अभी योग वाशिष्ठ के एक 2-3 सत्र पहले हमने देखा था, वो विपश्चित जो था, फिर वो ऐसे ही करते करते ना, वो अपने पृथ्वी के रूप को धारण कर लेता है, वो पृथ्वी ही बन जाता है। फिर उसके बाद में आपको देखना आकाश के रूप में, तो आकाश बन जाता है। तो ये कैसे कर, मतलब पृथ्वी को ही कैसे बन जाएगा? हाँ, तो फिर क्या संयम लगाता है, माने ऐसे धारणा करता है कि मैं ही पृथ्वी हूँ। फिर उसके ऊपर क्या करता है? अटेंशन देता है, फोकस करता है, अटेंशन ध्यान देता है। ध्यान देना माने क्या? अटेंशन देना, फोकस करना। हाँ, अच्छा, ये मैं मेडिटेशन जो समाधि को मेडिटेशन करते हैं और उसमें बोलते हैं डीकॉन्सेंट्रेशन करना है, वो ध्यान की बात नहीं कर रहे हो। हियर ध्यान मीन्स पुटिंग एन अटेंशन, फोकस करना, अटेंशन। धारणा करना, इमेजिनिंग समथिंग व्हाट यू आर। हाँ, जैसे हमको बोलते हैं ना कि आपके मूलाधार चक्र में गणेश को धारणा करो, या आप कुछ एप्पल धारणा करो, ऐसे जस्ट धारणा बनो, पूरे इमेजिनेशन में मत फंसो, जस्ट एन अवेयरनेस, जस्ट एक धारणा, वो धारणा। फिर उसके ऊपर क्या करते हैं? हम फोकस, ध्यान देते हैं, और फिर दोनों को छोड़कर समाधि की अवस्था में चले आते हैं। तो ये तीनों जब एकत्रित होते हैं, वो संयम कहलाता है। तो ऐसे संयम तुम्हारे जीवन में आए, और फिर ऐसे संयम की स्थिति में हम लोग क्या करते हैं? फिर करुणा, मुदिता, अलग अलग जो क्वालिटी, सत्व की क्वालिटीज है, वो आप में डॉन है ना। इसी तरह से उसको ऊपर ही ऐसे, तो फिर वो डॉन हो जाती है ना। आपने इतना फोकस करके, सब कुछ संयम करके, 5-5 बार पद्म साधना करके जो करोगे, उस वक्त की आपकी जो ऊर्जा शक्ति जो ऊपर उठ चुकी है, उस वक्त फिर चाहिए वो मिलेगा ना आपको। मिलता है। बोलते यही संयम है, ये संयम की स्थिति को जान लो तो कोई पृथ्वी भी बन सकता है, कोई सूर्य भी बन सकता है। तो अपने जो रोज के मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में वो छोटे छोटे जो आपको आईएएस ऑफिसर बनना है, आईआईटी में पढ़ के इंजीनियर बनना है या डॉक्टर बनना है, दैट इज नथिंग। एक बड़ा बिजनेसमैन बनना है, इट इज नथिंग फॉर यू। ऐसे संयम की स्थिति को प्राप्त कर लो, सारे जीवन के तुमके सुख मिल जाएंगे, तुम्हारे कदमों में आके पड़ेंगे। ये संयम में इतनी पावर है। तो ये ज्ञान सिर्फ थियोरेटिकल नहीं, इट्स वेरी प्रैक्टिकल, वेरी वेरी प्रैक्टिकली। और इसको जीवन में उतारना देख लो। लेकिन होता क्या है ना, इस ज्ञान में बढ़ते 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 ऐसी स्थिति को प्राप्त कर लेते, जब ये संयम की बात आती है तो फिर ऐसा किसी ने आपके हाथ में अमृत ही दे दिया तो अमृत को छोड़ के बोलते कि मेरे को ये चाहिए, मुझे वो चाहिए, कोई करेगा क्या? आपको अमृत हाथ में। इसलिए क्या था, जब ये पूरी चीज आ जाती है ना तो जो आत्मज्ञानी बन जाता है, फिर वो बाकी की बाहर की चीजों को ऐसे छोड़ देता है, उसको तुच्छ लगती है। वो बोलती अमृत के पीछे छोड़कर चीजों के पीछे क्या भागो मैं, इसलिए उनकी स्थिति होती है, उनको नहीं। लेकिन जिसको करना है, मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में सक्सेस मिलना है, कुछ भी करना है, तो ये ज्ञान तो इतना कुछ भी दिला सकता है आपको, कोई भी सिद्धियां, कोई भी सक्सेस, बिल्कुल आप इसको अनुभव करो। इट्स ओपन ब्लेसिंग टुडे। आप इसको संयम को अपने जीवन में लाओ, इस आत्मज्ञान को लाओ जीवन में, कौन सी चीज आपको नहीं मिलेगी। गुरुदेव तो बोलते ही कस्य सुखम न करोति विरागा, ये विराग कौन सा सुख मिलेगा जीवन में, मुझे सब कुछ मिलेगा, ये स्वापन इस बात। तो उसमें वो प्रत्याहार, धारणा, ध्यान और समाधि, ये सब आता है। तो गुरुदेव ने सब दिया है, इट्स सो ब्यूटीफुल, सो वी आर वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू द मास्टर।
थैंक्स।
और किसी को अपने आप को व्यक्त करना है, वी आर वेलकम टू एक्सप्रेस योरसेल्फ, और इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन यू आर वेलकम टू आस्क दैट आल्सो।
Yes, the path of truthfulness is not easy. Yeah.
The path of
Truth. Yes, truth.
truth. The path of truth is not easy.
Yes.
Why do we feel like that?
Because we have to do a lot for truth.
मुझे बताओ, एक किसी को एक पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट में डॉक्टरेट करनी होती है तो 25 साल लगा देता है इंसान। हाँ, प्री प्राइमरी से लेके डॉक्टरेट लेने तक, एमडी बनने तक, या कोई मास्टर्स या कोई पीएचडी लेने तक, हाउ मेनी इयर्स वी स्पेंड? 25 इयर्स। और ट्रूथफुलनेस को प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए, आत्मज्ञान को लेने के लिए ऐसे ही मिल जाएगा क्या? डू यू एक्सपेक्ट दिस? नो, जन्मों जन्म तक लोग गुजराते, ऐसे ही मिलेगा क्या? बोलते फिर भी, लेकिन नहीं, तुम प्रयत्न नहीं छोड़ो, अपना पुरुषार्थ अपना लगाए रखो, बिकॉज वी नेवर नो, वो किसी भी क्षण वो स्प्राउट हो सकता है ना, वो किसी भी क्षण आ सकता है। तो उसके लिए अपना थोड़ा सा तो पुरुषार्थ लगाओ, एंड उस ट्रूथफुलनेस को फॉलो करने के लिए यदि थोड़ा सेल्फ एफर्ट, थोड़ा प्रयत्न करना भी पड़ते तो वर्थ है ना, इट्स वर्थ डूइंग इट, है ना? कितना भी खड़तर, कितना भी डिफिकल्ट क्यों ना हो, लेकिन ऐसा है क्या, जैसे गुरुदेव ने अपने जीवन में जो दे दिया है, जो लाया है, डज इट अपीयर इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट? नो, राइट? अपना साधना करो, सेवा करो, सत्संग करो, ज्ञान की थोड़ी बातें करो, मस्त रहो, अपना जो कार्य करना है करो, सब कुछ करो, है ना? कितना आसान बना दिया ना, इट्स वेरी आसान। बट आप उसको भी नहीं करोगे तो फिर क्या, कोई क्या कर सकता है? तो फिर सब कुछ बहुत डिफिकल्ट लगेगा। बट ऐसा है नहीं। बट हाँ, अपने प्रयत्न करो, भगीरथ प्रयत्न करो, इट्स वर्थ है। ये इस नॉलेज के लिए, इस पथ के ऊपर कितने भी भगीरथ प्रयत्न क्यों ना करने पड़ जाए, बहुत कम है। आप बिल्कुल छोड़ना मत, गुरु का साथ मत छोड़ना, वो हाथ मत छोड़ना। वो जो नैया पार लगानी है, वो सबकी नैया पार लगानी। बोलते आपने बस मेरे शिप में आके बैठ गए हो ना, मैं शिप चला रहा हूँ, कैप्टन इज देयर, आप बस चलो इस मार्ग पे, भागो नहीं। शिप से उतर के आप बोलोगे मैं अपने आप को सेव कर लूंगा, समुद्र में आप कूद जाओगे, तो फिर वो आपकी इच्छा जो आपको करना है करो। बट अदरवाइज गुरुदेव बोल रहे कि मेरे शिप में आप बैठ चुके हो, तो आप चलते रहो, बस जो होना है हो जाएगा। और जो कह रहे गुरुदेव उनके हर एक शब्द को ध्यान देके उसको रिस्पेक्ट करके उसको फॉलो करना अपना परम कर्तव्य है। इट्स अवर ड्यूटी टू डू दैट, है ना। एंड आप लोग सब लोग कर रहे हो। हाँ, मैं ये बता रहा हूँ, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप नहीं कर रहे हो, नहीं नहीं, आप सभी कर रहे हो। आप बिल्कुल उस संत के भांति हो जो इस मार्ग पे चल रहे हैं। नहीं तो देखो ना दुनिया में कितने लोग कुछ पढ़ी है, किसी को कुछ नहीं पढ़ी है। बट यू ऑल आर हियर, यू कम हियर, यू लिसन, यू डू दिस, यू डू द चर्चा, यू आर ऑलरेडी देयर। आप तो ऑलरेडी हो, आप खिल चुके हो ऑलरेडी। ओके, चलिए आज के इस सत्र को यहाँ पे हम लोग विल वाइंड अप सेशन सो दैट वी कैन मीट टुमारो। जय गुरुदेव।